Earl Campbell is a Texas legend, but in 1976, he was hardly a household name, especially after suffering a major injury his junior year of college.
I tore my right hamstring loose from the cheek of my rear. I didn't get to play the rest of the season. And that's why nobody really heard about this Earl Campbell as much, because of that junior year.
I think it's interesting in retrospect that going into 1977, I don't think Earl had quite lived up to the expectations that people had of him.
But Fred Akers, who replaced Darrell Royal as Texas head coach, had a plan.
I told him, I said, look, we're going to hand it to you, we're going to pitch it to you, we're going to throw it to you.
But Earl, I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have to drop 25 pounds.
He was overweight. That's how that hamstring got taxed too much.
Campbell got himself into top physical condition with the goal of raising college football's most prestigious hardware, the Heisman Trophy. But the night before the 8th game of his senior season, he was bedridden with a 104-degree fever.
Coach Akers was trying to make a decision about playing or not playing. I said, I'm going to play football. And I played football with it.
Earl ran for 173 yards, scored 3 touchdowns, and introduced himself to Bevo, the Texas Longhorn mascot.
He didn't run into Bevo, he knocked Bevo on his ass. Bevo just went straight to the ground and then turned his head and went, "Who are you?" And said, "Meet Mr. Campbell. I've done this to a lot of guys."
Heisman Trophy, and it goes to Earl Campbell of the University of
You know, when I was a kid and I'd get in trouble, I'd always say, "Hey, Mom, I'm in trouble," you know, so, "Mom, I'm in trouble, I don't have to."
Earl would not have to travel far to play in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded the first pick in the 1978 draft to a playoff contender, the Houston Oilers.
My wife calls me and she said, "Isn't it great?" I said, "Well, in what grade?" She said, "We got Earl Campbell." I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "You hadn't heard? We were traded for the #1 pick." Right there, I started screaming, "Hey!" They thought I was having a heart attack in the hotel. I could not believe it.
Earl, have you set any goals for your rookie year?
Yeah, to mix with my teammates and them to accept me as a human being as well as a football player, because I enjoy people. I do not like to be alone, you know.
Earl had little problem fitting in with the NFL's most fun-loving team and the league's most gregarious head coach, Bum Phillips.
They like the same thing, same music. Well, you had to like Bum's jokes because he was unbelievable, but everything was the same.
Well, I'm going to spend some time learning, you know, but I hope I play a lot of football. And I think I fit into the system here all right.
Campbell's transition to the pros had its challenges.
1,001, 1,002. Oh, mercy.
Andy Bourgeois was our running back coach.
Okay.
And they put 4 cones in a block, just like a square block. You sprint to the end, you karaoke to the end, you back up to the end, and you sprint out.
And the first time he ran it, he fell down when he went backwards. I didn't know it. I wasn't watching, and Andy made him do it again. They fell down the second time. And practice was over. He came over and said, Mom, he said, when he got to going backwards, he fell down both times. I said, Danny, don't worry about it. We're not going to ask him to run backwards.
Opening day, 1978. Campbell proved to his coaching staff that he had no problem running forward on his very first play as a pro.
Snaps ready, retreats to throw. Quick out to Campbell, has a blocker in front. At the 30, 35, 40, 45, he's open. 50, 45, 40, 35, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Earl Campbell.
Campbell's Oilers were not a team in the national spotlight. But that all changed when the Miami Dolphins and Monday Night Football came to town in what would become the birth of Houston's Love You Blue era.
That's what people around the nation couldn't get over, because they could see it. Love You Blue, and that song played, and the song played, and, you know, Shula and them were good. They were always good. And nobody expected Earl to do what he did, but he did it inside, and he also did it out.
I can remember those plays because that defensive end would go out, and that leave me on the secondary, you know, and I'd have such a steam going. No secondary wanted, one guy wanted that.
If there were any football fans left in America who didn't know Earl Campbell's name, they were about to learn it. The Oilers were on the brink of one of the great wins in franchise history. All they needed was a first down.
On 2nd and 8. He's gone. He's What a show this man has put on tonight. What you've seen tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a truly great football player in the late moments. Take total personal command of the game.
I looked at that sideline, it looked like it was 300 yards away. I was saying, damn, I'm going to get back.
Look at those statistics. 199 yards, 28 rushing, 12 touchdowns. An extraordinary personal performance, an extraordinary team performance, and our congratulations to an exceptional Houston football team.
Up next, the team that stood between Earl Campbell and the Super Bowl.